You're probably wondering what the hell I'm doing out here in 105-degree heat. Make that 106. I wasn't always so desperate. For the last 10 years, I made huge cash and lived like royalty with the Hollywood elite as we gambled through the new millennium.
7 Days to Vegas is my brother Vincent Van Patten's story.
It's a movie about a guy that makes a huge bet that he can walk to Vegas in 7 days. My father taught me how to play poker at age 14. I loved it. He used to have a game every week.
Poker was something in our family since we were kids. Our father, Dick Van Patten, actor, had a poker game.
Finally, at age 14 and a half, he said, "Vinny, you're good enough. I want you to play in the game."
It began to be pretty evident that Vince started to clobber these guys.
He said, "You're ready." So he put me in this game with all these big actors, all these Hollywood people.
So he was a child actor at Universal Studios.
One night I was playing all night long till 7 o'clock in the morning. And I had all the chips. I was up about $1,500.
I got to get up for school tomorrow morning. You know, I got to cash out.
You can't leave. You can't leave.
And they all looked at him like, "You're not going anywhere." And my dad looked at him and goes, "Shut up, son, and deal."
He looks like shit. Relax. I just forgot my sunblock. So I played Duke Madsen. The story's all about him and his family. It is based on a true story about my game that started in the 90s and went for a good 12 years. And it's the rise and fall of that game.
The poker, the explosion hadn't happened yet. People weren't playing it online yet. If you were a poker player and you were in Hollywood, they knew each other.
When I came back from the tennis circuit in the 90s, acting was, I was getting some parts, but not everything, so I decided to have a poker game on my own and try to make money to get by.
You know what? Now I am mad. Now I do want you fucking.
I'll do it.
Are you crazy?
Life ends when you give up, when you stop having dreams, when you stop having stars to reach for.
Kept getting bigger and bigger, but the thing was, it wasn't just about poker, it was about the bets and the people that we played against and the crazy bets we made.
And that's what this movie is about. It's about those maniacs that played in that game, a game that went wild.
Eventually, it all came tumbling down.
Yeah, my brother and I are playing brothers in this movie. I'm Carl, Duke's brother.
I think everybody who sees this movie will be able to relate to that feeling of, this is my last shot, this is my one shot, this is my moment to do something.
And I think just people love the rags to riches story.
What I call a serious comedy. Where it comes from, it is from particular situations that happen in real life, but when you're in it, they're not funny, but when you're out of it and you're observing, you cannot stop laughing.
And if you don't need it,
I'm gonna fucking stuff them up your ass!
And so Vincent had the game in the back room, and it became the most exclusive game in Hollywood.
This is fun. I like it a lot.
Yeah, well, you should. You're a good player.
The first time I met Vinny, he's like, "Jennifer, you like to play poker?"
Celebrities, big movie stars. And they saw that there was a game in the back, and they said, "Hey, how do you get into that game?"
And I remember Vinny was in the game. He's like, "Hey, so what are you doing lately? How's the movie career going?" And they're making chit chat with me, and meanwhile, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 is going in the middle. And I was like, there's a kind of poker out there that I didn't even know existed.
Because that lifestyle affects everybody in the family. And as the wife of a gambler, I personally have had some scary experiences with Vincent.
I had no idea it would grow to that proportion. And then all of a sudden, you start losing control, and you start betting money that you can't afford and you can't lose.
And the things that went on behind the scenes of these games, the prop bets, the big money, the losses, the wins, the nail biting. I've lived it. I've had my husband not be home at 5 o'clock in the morning. When I have been to a game with him the night before and seen a lot of money on the table, and I've been thinking, are we moving? Has he just lost the house?
And you stay up all night, sometimes for 2 or 3 days in a row. And my life got a little crazy with all that, especially raising 3 kids and all. But that's how it happened. And then along the way, we did make that insane bet that I could walk to Vegas in 7 days.
And then that's when I said those fateful words.
Fuck you!
I love you!
You should make your movie about your life.
Definitely wanted Eileen to play the part of Casey because this is how we lived. We make bets together.
We had a lot of different home games over the years, and all sorts of characters were coming in and out of the house. Some were fun and crazy.
Walk to Vegas is gonna be huge.
Jesus is here to take your money.
And some were kind of scary, actually.
Give me your best shot, bitches.
So that's why it's just a great idea for a movie. and really understand the psychology of the people behind a bet like this.
I used to be an actor in Hollywood myself.
A walk to Vegas? Are you out of your mind?
7 Days to Vegas. It's a road picture.
And that it's based in reality. That's even crazier.
What's going to surprise people about 7 Days to Vegas is that we are shooting in the desert.
115, 120 degree weather.
We were on the way to Las Vegas, an RV, this black shiny RV following us. All the cast is in that, and I'm walking out there. And the craziest thing about it,
He has to walk to Vegas in a suit. It's part of the bet.
a suit. You want me to wear a suit in the desert? Are you crazy?
There were days I was like, it's 110 and we're pushing him in the desert and he's walking miles down this empty road, and I was like, we need to cut. We're gonna kill the poor guy.
We can't help it. If one of our buddies is in like a potentially life-threatening situation and there's a lot of money riding on it, and we don't think he's gonna make it, we can't help ourselves. We have to bet the other side. We're like, okay, I'm really rooting for you. I mean, I hope you survive this, but hey, you know, if you don't, I have $50,000 on the line, so.
And it was real, man. And there's nothing like a road picture. I've always loved road pictures.
And I think sometimes when the chips are down and people are really at their most desperate, that's when they just pull everything out and perform these superhuman feats.
Now, in the film 7 Days to Vegas, we have fictionalized a lot of these characters, of course. But these guys are funny and bigger than life and would make any bet in the world. And one of the bets they make is that I can't walk to Vegas in 7 days for a large amount of money.
Everybody loves people that take chances. They love daredevils. They love life-threatening feats. And so when word starts to spread, everybody gets involved. You are a legend. Everybody is talking about
We're talking about you far and wide, not just the East Coast. We're talking about you in Europe.
Everywhere, everywhere.
And you know what? You can finish a bet like this. You know why? Why? Because you're having fun.
And then all of a sudden the bet gets bigger and bigger. And then gamblers are coming from Vegas. And people are betting on this all over the place. All gamblers hear about the bet.
And pretty soon you have like people that you don't even know, like billionaires betting on, can he do it? Can he do it?
Hear, hear.
It's based on a true story, unlike any others.
But I am rooting for you. I think it's great that we have somebody that really is in the gambling world writing a gambling movie.
You know, from thousands to hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars, but their word meant way more than any bet.
This film is about brotherhood, about, you know, the differences, but the bonding of them and how they stick together through thick and thin.
In life, sometimes you just have to be at the right place at the right time.
Well, since I knew poker and around the year 2001, I actually got the job at the World Poker Tour as the host and commentator with Mike Sexton.
The thing that I think why gambling movies hold a special place in the hearts of the American public is gambling is an all-American pastime that goes back since the very beginning of America. I mean,
and what was fun about the picture as well is that we had superstar players like Jennifer Tilly and Phil Locke, the Unabomber, and Antonio Esfandiari show up, play themselves in the film.
Because he's been around the gambling world, so he has a very particular ear for the dialogue, and he really has his finger on the pulse of what makes gambling degenerates work, you know?
There's, over 50 million Americans that play poker. And poker's the kind of game where I don't know a single person that started playing that said, oh, I don't like this game, that's it.
A lot of the characters in our film are absolutely insane.
Then I throw that cocksucker down a fucking flight of stairs.
Easy, Godfather, he'll pay.
There's this magician in the film who could do sleight of hand, but they still let him play because he never won.
Like one big bet, and all of a sudden you're just rolling in it. The next day you could lose it all. I mean, I have been at tables where people have lost over $1 million.
Look at him, he's an old drunk.
You know what, there's more than meets the eye in this film. It's almost like The Hangover meets The Sting.
Mix them together, you go like that, walk to Vegas.
And these guys are all weird, a little shady, but you'd want to hang out with them. They're fun.
System, what are you talking about?
The European I know the metric system!
He's sprinting? Now he's fucking sprinting? How could he be doing that?
I mean, this is the picture I was born to write, a story that I knew well. And believe me, people are gonna love this movie.